Okay, it's been a while since I've done a video, and that's for a couple of reasons I'll explain later. But mostly the reason I'm making a video now is because I'm so excited. I finally have dyed my hair. I've been wanting to do it for several months, but wasn't able to. So what I did is I reviewed a few different products around where I am now since I've been traveling a little bit from place to place over the last few months. And I ended up picking a demi-permanent, this lovely little box here. It's Age Beautiful Anti-Aging Hair Color in 5N, which is medium brown, and I love it. I do, I'm happy with it. And let's see what else has been going on. You can see behind me a huge stack of books. If you know me at all, I'm super obsessed with books and just collecting them. And this is horrible, but I found a thrift store. It's a really good thrift store. They are run by a church and they tend to donate money to like the bus company so people can ride for free on certain days. And I really like them. But what's horrible about it, like I mentioned, is those books, they are currently selling them for 10 cents each, and I already have too many books, and I don't need more, but I'm getting them anyway. Um, Also, I found a few places that are giving them away for free since I'm on a college campus in a college town. They have a lot of places that give books that relate to teacher editions, ones they can't technically sell, so they just pass them on to whoever wants them. And I've gotten a lot from that too. I won't do that right now, but I'm hoping at some point I can kind of share what I've been picking up and just see what kind of books I'm interested in eventually. Uh, I've been wanting to do a couple of videos for a while now, which I never got around to doing, which is finishing that picture of Frank Zappa. I have a whole bunch of footage for that, and I just didn't get to it, which is a shame because like my dad and a couple of other people wanted to see it finished. Oops. And I didn't bring the picture with me to work, not that I had the time to do that. I've also wanted to... I had a 10-minute speech written about color theory, and I just never did that one either. And I had also had one about the history of art and why it is important to know about it. We teach a lot of history in class, but we don't really cover the art side of it, which is a shame because it's been used in a lot of political campaigns in the past, and historical figures used art to kind of engage their citizens, and there's a lot of politics in general that applies to it, and you can do a lot of propaganda, and there's a lot of social issues that are being brought up with art today, and so I basically provided a lot of information of why it's important physically, mentally, socially, politically, and all those things about why we should have art in schools. And I'm not gonna get any more into that rant about why our education isn't very good. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. And there's a lot of reasons I haven't gotten around to doing videos. I feel very awkward in front of the camera, and so it takes me a lot of tries normally to get through a video, and then there's a ton of editing, which I do not enjoy at all. I don't like listening to myself talk. Yeah, I'm I feel like I'm doing pretty good this video. It's flowing very well. I think that helps. I have like this little semi-bullet point thing on the side of my screen, and I'm also not really talking on a subject. I'm just kind of saying this is what's up, and I think that helps a lot. And I gotta say, I feel like I'm talking very blandly, but I'm trying to keep the volume low because this building I'm in, you can hear everyone. Like, I've been putting off this video for like 2 hours trying to make sure it's quiet enough, like people aren't in the hallways, and I hope you can't hear my roommate who's still talking on the phone. And it's just kind of a courtesy thing to try and not be too loud. It's a problem, honestly. Like, I will go and leave the building if I have to make a phone call. So, and there's also other reasons. Like, I am currently into studio classes, so oh god, I am in the art building all the time. It's not uncommon for me to be still doing homework or art projects till 9, 10, 11 at night. It's not that uncommon. The studio classes I'm taking are painting and ceramics, which are both very time consuming. Ceramics, it's not very forgiving. So I'm also in art history class, and that one's not too bad, but I haven't been doing the reading like I should, and I'm very glad I am good at focusing on lectures and being able to remember lectures very easily, because if I didn't, I probably would not pass that class. And I actually took my midterm test for that class today, and I felt like I did pretty well, which I'm glad for. I was nervous about it for a very long time because I did not do well in the first project for that class, although luckily I get a chance to revise that essay, and hopefully that'll bring my grade up a little. Not that I'm doing bad, I still have an A, but I don't like that borderline little area, and I'd rather secure with a little extra work, like having a higher percentage, because if I don't, I would just panic. I'm like, my grades are the only thing I really focus on right now, and if I don't do well, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of issues with myself where I'm just like, let's avoid that. Ugh. Anyway, uh, let's see, what else am I doing? I'm also in an education class, which I love a lot of what I'm learning about it, but it's kind of awkward to follow the teacher's script for the class. It's a lot about the legal issues of being a teacher. What do you have to do for planning? What's the academic standards we have to abide by? And that's not always the funnest thing to listen to or try and follow, read a chapter on or anything like that. I mean, it's fun to kind of take what the schools expect you to have and how to fit that into a curriculum and fit that into individual lesson. I love like thinking things through and problem solving kind of work, so that fits into what I like to do. But at the same time, I feel like we're taking some things a little slower than I really want, and it's just something I need to get over. And then also, for that class, I have to spend 30 hours in a classroom observing a teacher, and I am at a high school, and I am with a teacher who's teaching digital photography, which is something I have no experience with, and it's very fun. I mean, some of it is like listening to the same PowerPoint or tutorial kind of thing on Photoshop gets a little old, or sitting there and watching the students edit things without actually being able to participate is a little bit draining. But then at the same time, their program, they have like an 11-day rotation of, and they go to different subjects after those 11 days, completely different. Like you could go from digital photography to robotics. And that's really interesting. And those projects there, since they only have 11 days, they do a different project every day, and those are very interesting. And there's you take a projector and you project a picture on the wall, and then you stand in front of it and let it project on your skin and your clothes, and then you take a portrait standing in front of the projector. And I love to see what those kids did. I haven't been able to. And then there was others where they would take a series of pictures of someone else doing an activity, and they would make a GIF out of it, and just a bunch of fun little projects to get them out and active in the creative process. And then there's also their digital photography. They did alternative methods of mounting their pictures. And so they would do things like print on fabric, or they would print on transparencies, or they would make light boxes, or they would thread needles through the project. And I also didn't get to see the outcomes of those, such a shame, but it looked really interesting when the kids were working on them. And let's see, what else? Oh, I still have my headphone on. I mentioned I get nervous in talking into the camera. I don't know why I do, but I was kind of like, when I was preparing myself to listen and just talk in front of the camera, I was like listening to music to try and get my mind focused on the task, because it's not the easiest thing always. I usually, when I'm talking like this to myself, to prepare for like a presentation or a speech, I usually get up and walk around. So sitting down and talking directly into the camera is like so contradictory to what I do. So I was doing that, and this is my first time actually using the new Apple headphones, and I don't know how I feel about them. I mean, I think they work better than regular headphones, but I've always normally used these ones because I don't like earbuds. They fall out, and I usually like to go on long walks, and if it gets hot and sweaty, and that's like, ew, no, let's not do that. So it's kind of nice to have them, but like if I'm wearing hats, or in some of my classes there's a requirement that you not use headphones that are blocky when doing art, just so you can hear the teacher or any emergency things going on. And I always forget to bring them, so this is my first time using them. So I think that's gonna be it for now. I will try and do another video soon on those books if you're interested. If you're interested in any recommendations or anything, or hearing more about the other video ideas I have, making them, go ahead and comment below.